Distinguished participants, we have very important and very, good speaker to open our discussion. And I would like to suggest you, Professor, to open an official discussion on the issue, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. It's a great honor for me to be invited to be a discussant or to make a keynote speech on the Belt and Road Initiative. 4 years ago, when Chinese President Xi Jinping paid a visit to Southeast Asia and Central Asia, he proposed One Belt, One Road Initiative. 2 weeks ago, in his speech delivered to the Belt Road Initiative International Cooperation Forum in Beijing, he talked about 3 major challenges facing today's world. He used the word deficit, 3 big deficits: peace deficit, development deficit, and governance deficit. These 3 deficits are most challenging issues in today's world. And we need solutions. We need, ways to meet all these 3 challenges. And as far as the development deficit is concerned, I think Belt and the Road Initiative can be perceived as a, solution to resolve it. There are many ways to understand the Belt and the Road Initiative. Here, I like to elaborate it by looking at Belt and Road Initiative through 4 dimensions. The first dimension is physical. Physically speaking, Belt and Road Initiative means connectivity among countries involved, where land road, railroad, sea route, airways, internet, etc. Connectivity. So in this area, infrastructure building, infrastructure construction is a key. Mr. Yakuni mentioned how important the infrastructure is when we talk about development. And the second dimension is relevant to the finance. Infrastructure requires a huge amount of investment. So here we have already set up many, not many, several financial institutions aiming to support the construction of Belt and Road Initiative. Silk Road Fund is a typical one. Together with Silk Fund, we have Silk Road Fund. We have many development bank in China, National Development Bank and Bank of Export. And the Chinese government has already decided to increase financial support to these above the financial institutions. Apart from the support of government, Chinese government, what we need is the involvement of financial institutions from private sector. And Mr. Yakunin, mentioned, PPP. It's very important. So as the first stage of Belt and Road construction, government will play a vital role. And as time passes, we need more private investors, involving the construction of Belt and Road. And at the same time, we have a long-term objective. That is, through the Belt Road construction, we will, try our best to make the international monetary system a real multiplied, rather than, dollarized by the United States. And the third dimension is relevant to the institutions. The goal of the building up the Belt and Road is to reduction of transaction costs, and provide positive incentives for the investors to get involved. Here we need rules of games. We need create some institutions in order to facilitate the investors to anyone who get involved in the construction of Belt and Road initiative. Last but not the least is culture. So what in order to make the Belt and Road initiative a real success, we need a betterment of mutual understanding among different peoples, different countries, and the enhance of a peaceful coexistence. When we discuss, Belt and Road initiative is a debating, point not only in China but also all over the world. When we discuss the Belt and Road initiative, people always ask what Belt and Road initiative is. So here, I'd like to talk about it in a way that what BRI is not. Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, is not a project. It's not a Marshall Plan. It's not a plan to export China's overcapacity to the outside world. It's what we want is to strengthen the capacity cooperation rather than overcapacity export. BRI is not a agenda to help China seek hegemony. No, we have no any intention to do that. BRI is not a short-term strategy, not short-term. It's quite long. It's not 3 or 5 years program. No, it will last for 10 years, 20 years, even 30 years. It's a quite long-term strategy. It's not an exclusive club. It's open to everyone. People, many times ask me how many countries Belt and Road Initiative include. The answer is it's about 65 or something like that. But the real number is not limited. It's open. It can be quite big. Previously, we said there are 65. I said 65 plus 1. Superficially, 65 is much bigger than 1. But I say 1 is bigger than 65. Why? Because 1 can be any country who are willing to join the Belt and Road Initiative. BRI is not solo. It's not solo. It is a concert. We need everyone to come together. It's not our business. It's a business of all countries involving along the Belt and Road. It's also, not a zero-sum game. We want to, seek the mutual benefits, not only mutual, the common benefits of the human beings. BRI is not ideology-driven. We have no any intention to export our values, to export our social systems. And the BRI is not aiming to set up a parallel system, not parallel system against the current world system. We just try to make full use of the Belt and Road Initiative to compensate, to balance, to make the current to make improvements of the current system. It is not directly against any countries. So in this way, I hope I elaborate what Belt and Road Initiative is in my mind. And of course, there are many risks and challenges facing us. So I just mentioned a few of them. So long-term investment in infrastructure. How about the return? It's the return of investment in infrastructure will be very low. So how to encourage, to motivate the private sectors, the investors, is always a challenge. And we have already set up some projects in developing countries like in Saudi Arabia, in Egypt, in Jakarta, in Indonesia, and some countries in Central Asia. But the infrastructure project, most of them are financed by government, by Chinese government. And the debt owed to Chinese government, at least according to some Chinese economists' assessment, it's by no means an easy task for the countries who received the loans from China to repay the money to China in the future. So default risk is there. And also, there are some geopolitical risks in some specific areas. For example, we heavily invested in Pakistan. There are some Chinese economists argue that geopolitical situation in South Asia should be all the time kept in mind. and also many risks. But although there are many risks and the challenges, we have been already determined to make our contribution to narrow and eventually to get rid of the deficit of development. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor, for your very clear and very, I should say, very distinguished explanation, the Chinese approach towards this initiative, which sometimes is being, interpreted by some interpreters in very different way. So thank you very much. I suppose we will have a lot of questions to be asked, but now I proceed with the timetable with your permission, and I would like to suggest the next speaker